the shoes of.
Hi everyone, I'm Lizette Uys. I remember sitting on the couch and a very dear friend of mine who the Lord literally sent to me was sitting on the couch next to me, and I was just sharing a lot of trauma and stuff that I went through the past 2 or 3 years, and I was so trying to be strong and holding everything together, or trying to hold everything together by myself, that I forgot that it's okay to be vulnerable and to open up to Jesus, for him to actually come in and to heal, for him to come in and to minister. My heart was so hardened through everything that happened these past 3 years. I'm just gonna list it very quickly, not to like put attention to that, but just to shine light on what Jesus came and what he did and how much freedom he brought. So first of all, I stepped into faith. There was a prophecy spoken over me, and I stepped into faith, and I went into business with a very cool business partner. A few months later, the business got closed down. I got retrenched. Obviously, I felt worthless then. And I also then, I was pregnant at the time when I got retrenched. My husband got a back operation, a really big one. And then during that year also, my husband's father passed away. I delivered my baby, my beautiful baby girl, and she, just after the birth, things got really complicated. It was really quite tough. Lost a lot of blood. I really thought that I was going to die at that moment. Amazing doctor came. I really felt like through Jesus, he saved my life. A few months later, month and a half or 2 months later, I had to get a hysterectomy. So I don't have a womb anymore, and we were planning on having quite a big family. So, and I'm really thankful for the 2 kids that I already have, but obviously we would have liked more, and I always try to justify that. I always try to justify the loss of my womb with but it's okay, you've got 2 healthy children, and it's nothing to worry about. There's other people who can't have children. So I always talked the pain and the loss, I talked away. There was an explanation for everything, and a reason to just get over it really quickly, really, really fast. And while my friend was sitting next to me, it was such a precious moment. It was the first time, and I spoke about this, and she's like, you know the enemy came and he stole your womb. It was never the plan. It was never the plan of the Lord for you to lose your womb and to not be able to have children. In that moment, I just started weeping, and I tried to contain myself. I'm like, no, it's not the time, it's not the place. I need to be strong, I've got this, it's nothing to cry about. And she just touched my shoulder, and she's like, Lizette, it's really okay to mourn right now. It's really okay to weep. Jesus wept. Jesus wept. It's nothing to be ashamed of. And in that moment, I just started crying before the Lord. I could feel myself falling before Jesus' feet and just be like, Lord, I really miss this, and I'm really sad about not having a womb anymore and losing my job. And I really felt not worthy of being a mom. I felt like the enemy came and he told me that I'm not a good enough of a parent. That's why he's taking away my womb, because then he's going to save my upcoming children from myself. I know it's such a ridiculous lie, but I really believed it. And as I was like just crying before the Lord, he came and he showed me all of these lies that I believed about myself. And I could actually stand up and be like, but Lord, this is not what you say about me, and this is not the promises that you've spoken over my life, and I'm not going to stand for this anymore. So a few things that really came up while we were praying together. Yeah, so I just saw that the devil really planted seeds of unworthiness in my life from a little age. I was quite a good swimmer, so I would always obviously compete, and I would push myself to the limit, and I would still not be good enough. Then I studied acting, and I never got casted in any plays at our university. There, unworthiness settled in. I got a good job, and I got retrenched. Again, not good enough. And this time, when I got retrenched, it felt like the Lord actually, because I went into business with this business partner, I felt like I stepped into faith. It's not something that I just did because, it's a cool thing to do, and that's like the next best thing. That's not the reason. I did it because there was a prophecy spoken over me, and I stepped into faith, and I stood on that. And when I got retrenched, I felt like the Lord, and it's obviously such a big lie, but there I also felt the Lord telling me that I wasn't a good disciple, and that I couldn't minister to the people at the workplace, and that I didn't do the job that he has called me to do. So he's just going to remove me out of it because I'm not worthy to have any to speak life into anyone's life. So that was the first time in my life that I felt unworthy in a spiritual place, because I've never doubted the love of Jesus Christ in my life. I've never doubted that. I've never doubted that I'm his daughter, and he cares about me, and he knows me. I've never doubted that. But in that moment, the doubt just crept in from nowhere, and I believed it. I believed it for so long. And it even happened now in my current job. I was like, but you guys, I had this chat with the office the other day. I'm like, guys, but I don't feel like I'm good enough. I don't feel like I'm valued. And that's not the case at all. Like, Jesus has placed value on me, and he valued me, and I am worthy in his eyes. And once that was revealed, once the pattern of the worthiness has been revealed, I could actually step aside and see how in every situation where I felt unworthy, I compared myself to someone else. It was never just, I never felt unworthy and didn't look around me. I felt unworthy and I looked towards people and not towards Jesus Christ. And that's the mistake I made. And that's what the enemy really does so slightly. It just shifts your attention without you even knowing it. It came to me so gently, as the Father always is. He just came to me and he just told me that you can't compare yourself to them, because they are walking in their calling, and there will be an exponential amount of favor upon their lives, because they're walking in obedience to what I'm calling them to do. And I'm not calling you to do that right now. So stop looking at them and look at me and see what I want to do with your life. And once that settled in, I could really just look at him, and the comparison fell away. It's the first time in my life where I'm not comparing myself to anyone else. I'm not trying to be like someone. I'm only trying to look at Jesus and be transformed by his word and by his spirit daily, and walking in obedience and acting in obedience as soon as he tells me to do something. And I'm not looking at other people anymore. So yes, that is my story. And if there's moms or other people out there who's really struggling with a certain look and feel of how you should look to be a mother, or how you should act, or anything like that, I would really love for you to comment or send us an inbox message, and I would really love to pray with you, because you're not alone, and He's going to lift up your chin, and He's going to shift your focus to His eyes, because that's where you are loved and accepted.